I'm Sore yesterday, today, and tomorrow. SoreTvGamer talking to you once again, making a SORIES episode August 5th, 2026. Holy shit, it's been a long time. I hope everybody is having a good day, and if you're not, trust me, I understand. After all, I'm Sore. So, I'm going to talk to you about something that probably shouldn't talk about, especially like nonchalant, but we're going to fucking do it today. I almost got raped and definitely got molested. Let's get into it. First, I want to say if you want to enjoy my stuff, if you want to hear me talk about random shit, this is SORIES. You can subscribe, you can hit like, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a shit. I just want to tell you stuff. Keep your mind going, whatever. So, when I was at a wedding, my uncle's wedding, my cousin, luckily, was beside me. So, I'm walking around this wedding. It's a beautiful wedding. And I remember the fact that, like, we even did, like, this. I mean, it was so much money. But, like, I got my own tux. I was 17. And we did all these photos where, like, we even walked, like, Abbey Road album by the Beatles, but on a track. And it's one of my favorite photos. I have like a close-up of me in this suit. I look like ballin'. I look so fucking cool. And I have like shaggy hair, but it looks good. I mean, I went all 9 yards for free. Never had to pay a dime. And I remember right before I went to the wedding, I remember playing Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and playing Terrorist Hunt on the realistic difficulty. If you haven't played that game, you gotta fucking play that game. It's baller. Baller, baller, baller. What's not baller is later that night at the wedding, this black dude with piercings. Hey, he looks really good. I'm gonna be honest, he's pretty attractive. Did not understand he was gay. So like he basically like, okay, I'm standing there and he's telling me nothing. Actually, he's not saying anything. And my dumbass, I say, wow, this cake looks really, really nice. They did a fantastic job with this cake. You know, I'm trying to be a normal person, make some friends, whatever. Like, I'm wondering to myself, who the fuck is this guy? Must be somebody my uncle knows. Like, he fucking cares about, like, people here, obviously. And you know, he was in the military. He fought for the country. I mean, at 19 years old, he fought, and he came home. He's here, and you know, now you know, I'm 32. He's 42. You know, life moves on. Which, by the way, Uncle, well, family here. Please don't share this around the family. My family has been sharing the things that I upload to my grandmother, to my family members. Stop it. If you found this video, you found it. Don't share it. I will know because everybody will be talking about it, which means I know one of you fucking did it. Don't do it. This is for your ears and anybody else that finds it, okay? Keyword, finds it. So, you know, I don't even think I told my Uncle Mark this, but he says, this dude, in response to, you know, they did such a good job. My cousin standing next to me, she looks phenomenal. She's beautiful. You know, she's my best friend. She's like my thick of thieves growing up. She's my best friend, and now she's a cop. She's a sick, awesome dude. Like, I love her, and it all starts with. She saves me from something very illegal. So I'm a minor, obviously. And I might even be 16. I don't know. I think I was 17. And this guy gets closer after he says, yeah, they did a really good job. And then he gets closer again. And again, as we began to talk about it, but it was like within a minute and a half, this dude was trying to, you know, get some booty, okay? I don't want to get in specifics because I don't understand exactly at the time what the hell was going on. She grabs me and she's like, "Come on, we gotta go," you know. And she's like, "He was about to touch you," and I was like, "What do you mean? Like, yeah, okay." So that was like, who knows where that would have gone. I think he probably was already like kind of drinking, whatever. So rape, molested, whatever you want to do. There. We're going to rewind back in time now. I am 14. This is the story that's going to take some time. So, short version, I get stuck with 3 girls dragging me, actually, ripping my clothes into a bedroom. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning, though. Actually, I think I'm 13. No, I'm 14. I'm 14. Yes. Okay, so, I'm in 8th grade, I haven't had a first kiss. I haven't had any of this, like, experience, And I remember I'm invited to a Halloween party. And, yes, my buddies that know this story, they know where this is going. If you're watching, just stay calm. Just stay calm. Don't roll your eyes too much, bud. It is what it is. You two are, like, you moved on. Who cares? This is stories. I'm telling stories, all right? Sore ones at times, right? So, a couple years later, I go to therapy. I don't know if you know this shit, but, yeah, it kind of affected me. But moving on, I was going to a Halloween party this weekend, This weekend I was going to go at the time. I'm 14, 32 now. So I'm getting excited as time goes on. I'm like, okay, this is going to be cool. First off, it was the worst Halloween party of my life. And the only Halloween party of my life. Halloween hasn't been the same. I don't like Halloween. Bad things happen on Halloween. And I'm not talking about Michael Myers here. I would rather deal with Michael Myers. My dog last year died on Halloween. Okay, my best friend. Like, yeah, it's been very, very traumatic. But we're not gonna get into not to go all Charlie here from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it is what it is. And so the weekend comes. It's Friday. I'm chilling, with my best friends. We're talking about Diablo 2. We're all the Warcraft, which, oh my god, what douchebags my friends were. They're like, you don't know World of Warcraft. You don't even know what we're talking about. I'm just standing there. All the time they were talking about WoW. And I didn't have a computer. I didn't have internet. They tried to install the game on my computer, and I'm just like, okay, but I don't have internet. I had nothing. In fact, I might be incorrect here, but I think I had net zero internet, the fastest internet ever. Whoever hooked up my internet, which I think was my aunt, whatever her name is, Aunt Jeremy, or Jamie, Aunt Jamie. What the fuck am I? Okay, so she does a DIY or DIY, do it yourself, yeah, DIY, and she makes the internet that we pay for the fucking slowest internet, dude. I wanted to watch, for example, a AMV that was maybe 4 minutes long, 3 minutes and a half long. Okay, my life is not normal. I have to wait all fucking night. I wait 12 hours, and it finally works. If it didn't fuck up in the middle of the whatever. So, I am, hearing about the games. Yeah, I'm getting back on topic here, and we're about to go. Now, he has, my friend that invited me, he has, stepsisters and a brother, right? And his stepsister has been, my childhood friend. She's amazing, but she's older. She's she's older, okay? From what I remember, she was legally an adult, but I could be incorrect at the very least, I hope, but I am never gonna, like, I'm never gonna get this out, right? Like, where it's like, I'm gonna start talking about names in here. For allegedly reasons, you know, it might have even been some stranger. I don't know, okay? But you get the gist. You get what I'm doing here, right? Probably, but I'm saying things for the sake of saying things because in the end, I still care about people and I love them, whatever. So she does my makeup. Like, I'm like, well, you know, I don't really have a Halloween costume. Just make me look like I have a black eye. And she's like, okay, you know, and she's with her friend, which, you know, I think they have the same name. I'm not sure. And so she does my makeup on my left eye. And, you know, she's always been like, oh, I love when you come over, stuff like that. And I remember I am going to the party, you know, his dad and us are going, and immediately, it's boring. What the fuck are we gonna do, right? But I meet this girl, and, I don't even know her name, but, you know, she takes me up to the bedroom, and she says, like, here, I have a GameCube. She's talking to me about Animal Crossing, how many hours she has in the game, and stuff like that. And, like, I fucking think she's so cool. And, you know, whoa. I'm gonna start having to name people here. So, I'm gonna call, my buddy's, stepsister, Jennifer, and, her two friends. I'm just gonna say, Jennifer, 2, which is the one that was with us, that was doing the makeup with Jennifer 1, and Jennifer 3 is the girl that showed me this GameCube and stuff like that. So J1, J2, J3, and it's up for you to follow along if you can or not. So J1, J2, and now J3 are all talking to me, and like I am innocent. Like, as Goku, I am so, like, I don't see anything wrong. I think everything is cool, and I'm just like, wow, like, whoa, like, awesome. Like, Gen 1 has been playing video games. Like, she was, like, playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, playing the Chow stuff, and just, like, she was awesome. She also was outside doing things, going on adventures, meeting new friends as she met through school. I mean, she was awesome. And Gen 2, didn't know anything about her, but she was carrying around a camera, stuff like that, nudge nudge. And Gen 3, she was just, I guess she had feelings for me from the get-go. So, like, when I was 14, 13, I was a cute guy. I was handsome, and yet I didn't understand that, and I didn't, like, want like a girlfriend. I didn't want affection, things like that. Not because I didn't like it, I just didn't know the thought of it. Like, just didn't come to me. I'm like, who would want that? How would I do that? But, you know, of course, like, I had hormones, and I would have thoughts, and I would be like, you know, looking at, like, you know, hentai and, like, you know, porn, whatever, and, like, you know, with my friends, by the way, because I didn't have internet, like I said. When I was growing up, when it came to that, like, when I was 15, I had to wait, like, 4 hours for, my little, you know, hanky-manky experience, you know, while watching something, and I had to be up until, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, and, it sucked. And it was a rare occasion because I have school the next day, right? So I go to school and I've had like 2 hours of sleep because I got the lotion. Okay. And so I come downstairs after Gen 3 was like, you can just hang out up here if you want. We're going to go downstairs. And J1 is like, yeah, just do that, and J2 is just like, yeah, sure, whatever. We come downstairs after we're just like, yeah, this is a really cool room. This fucking cunt named Vicky, okay? Vicky, like from, what is it, very odd parents. Oh my god. So she comes down, or no, we come down, and she walks towards us, and she is already pissed off. How dare you? By the way, she's not related to anybody, to J3, right? This is J3's house, by the way. And, like, obviously, I mean, her GameCube's there. And she slaps my friend's headphones out of his ears. She starts yelling at us and basically, like, saying we're perverts. And, like, she's drunk as fuck. And you know what? I'm so happy that she fell down the stairs, like, maybe 2 months later and, like, broke her leg. But then she had to, like, I think live with us. I don't know. Not us, but, like, my buddy's house. And so, fuck her. But she was like, she makes me cry and I want to go home. And so, my buddy's dad takes three of us. It's three of us, by the way. Myself and my two buddies here. And we go back home. And, we were looking at porn again. Well, actually, no. It was 40-year-old virgin was on TV. And we saw boobs. But they've seen everything. I barely get to see anything at all. I've never seen anything in person, or I barely get to, like, browse the internet. Like I said, it sucks. And I remember, like, all of a sudden, Vicky comes over, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, his dad calls, and I'm like, what? So we go upstairs. And when we go upstairs, we're trying to think of what we're going to do. The heat to upstairs in his bedroom wasn't working. So you can really feel how cold it is. I mean, it's October 31st. It's November now. November 1st. And she ends up, you're like, why are you, like, giving her some loogies? Look, anyway, I never stopped suffering. So we're upstairs, and I got my buddy for his birthday, Mortal Kombat Deception, and I love that game. But, like, to be honest, like, it wasn't exactly what we felt like doing together, but it's what we had, right? We wanted to hang out. We wanted to do things, but now we're trapped upstairs because we don't want to deal with this woman. And it's a big-ass house, by the way. It was a mansion. Okay, so, like, this shit isn't, like, your typical, like, small house or whatever you're thinking, right? So, we go upstairs past the balcony, go into his room. That's a giant room, and, all of a sudden, about an hour later, we hear her coming up laughing, and she goes straight into my buddy's bedroom where we are. And J2 and J3 are there. So J1 ends up flashing me. J1 ends up grabbing me, putting me on the ground, kissing me. And she ends up having J2 take pictures. And J3 is just, like, part of the thing. Like, she's, and they're like, I'm going too fast. But, like, J3 is, like, ripping my clothes, and they're like, come on and give it, and they're rubbing against my crotch, which my crotch started to, do the, hey, how you doing? What's going on? And I didn't know if this is what I want. And especially in front of my friends, right? And my buddy is starting to get really upset because, I mean, it's his stepsister or friend, whatever the fuck I'm going to say here. And, so he starts feeling bad, like really bad. And let's just say he might have been putting something against his head that was sharp, like getting frustrated. once they left the room. Okay, but like, of course, like I get off them, or they get off me eventually after a fight. I'm like very small compared to them because I took forever to grow, in both areas. Honestly, I just started experiencing those moments where you're alone and you do something. Like I just did that like a few months prior. So wrapping it up, my buddy ends up saving me. He's like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "No." And this is when they were dragging me into the bedroom. He slams the door on J3's arm. It's purple the next day. And that's when I experienced almost being molested. Or, I mean, almost raped. Definitely molested. And it was captured on camera, and, I don't know where the photos are, things like that. Maybe they probably deleted it once they became sober. The issue is that these adults got them drunk. If they're minors, well, two of them, one of them definitely, J3 was definitely one, but they were dirty dancing on them. They were trying to get them drunker and drunker. They gave them tequila. And so, it's not entirely on them, but they were very, very horny for a redhead 14-year-old that didn't have, experiences, complete virgin, whatever. So, that's basically how it went. The later that night, they came in to lay with us in the room. I guess they were kind of lonely or whatever, but then they left because it was so cold. They took my pillow and blanket. So my buddy, myself, and I shared the same blanket, and we had like basic pillows. I had a Scooby-Doo pillow that I really liked, and they took it. It fucking sucked. And eventually my buddy and I, we go home. I walk home to my house, and my buddy followed. And then my buddy tells his mom, and then my mom and my buddy's mom ends up going to, my buddy that invited us to the party, to his dad, and was like, "What the fuck?" And that is the story. They didn't know anything besides that J1 flashed us, and they were drunk. Later in my life, I told my therapist in front of my mom, and she cried, and she realized that it happened. So anyway, yeah, that's a happy note. I am SoreTvGamer. I hope you enjoyed this story. It's very, very interesting. I will talk to you later.